Welcome to Workday Payroll, record and maintain withholding orders. In this session, we'll explore how to record, adjust, and copy withholding orders in Workday. First, let's review how a payroll partner can record a withholding order on behalf of a worker. Meet Beth Liu, a payroll partner. As part of her job, Beth needs to record a support order that payroll received for a worker named Ben Adams. She'll enter the order and then recalculate Ben's in-progress payroll results to confirm that Workday processed it correctly. Signed in as Beth, Kai will demonstrate how to complete these tasks.
We'll start from Ben's worker profile. From the Pay menu on the Withholding Order tab, select the Record button. This takes us to the task where we can record withholding orders for U.S. workers. We could also access this task directly from the search box. Each withholding order type has its own template. When you select an order type, Workday will only display fields that are relevant to that specific type on the next page. For Ben, let's select Support Ordered USA, and then select OK to move on. From the second page, enter all the relevant information for the order, including the case number, order date, and date received. Then, enter a begin date. This date specifies when Workday starts taking deductions. The amount type defaults to amount on order, but you could change this to a % if necessary. The pay period frequency also defaults to Ben's pay frequency of weekly. Then, choose the state the order was issued in. You could create a deduction recipient directly from here if needed, but let's select one that's already in the system. In the Order Details section, enter information as it appears on the withholding order. In this case, enter an order form amount of $500. Once we select bi-weekly for the frequency, Workday calculates the pay period amount. For the support type, we'll choose Current Spousal Support. To attach a fee, add a row to the grid on the Order Fees tab. Per pay period employer fee defaults. Let's change this to a per period agency fee and enter an amount of $1. Then, choose the same deduction recipient as before. On the Attachments tab, you could add an attachment, such as a scanned copy of the withholding order document if necessary. Finally, enter the per pay period amount from the order details. We're now ready to select OK to save the order. After running a pay calculation for the period, let's review Ben's payroll results. We can confirm that Ben now has a withholding order. Workday displays his disposable earning and the maximum amount to withhold. The $1 agency fee also processed successfully.
Now that you've learned how to record a withholding order, let's explore how to adjust one. You can edit, amend, terminate, or delete certain types of withholding orders from the order's related actions. When certain withholding orders, such as support orders, change over time, Workday enables you to adjust them. For these orders, you can select Amend or Terminate. Amending preserves the original withholding order and creates an amended version with updated information. Terminate an order when you receive documentation that the order has been satisfied. There are two other options, edit and delete. Edit an order if you make a mistake, such as entering the wrong information, and delete an order if, for example, you entered it for the wrong worker. Once you calculate results that include a withholding order, however, you won't be able to delete it. When you edit an existing withholding order, Workday tracks the changes as a modification of the original order to distinguish the edited order from an amended or terminated one. View the audit trail for a withholding order to review edits. There may be cases where you need to copy a withholding order. For example, when a worker with a withholding order transfers to a different company in Workday, you need to create a copy of the order with the new company information. We call the original company the source company, and the new company the proposed company. For a single worker, use the Copy Withholding Orders for Worker task, which you can access from a worker's related actions. When multiple workers transfer to a new company, such as during mergers and acquisitions, use the Copy Withholding Orders for Workers task, which you can access from the search box. Workday labels the copied withholding order copy and provides a link to the original order, which you can use to compare the two. In this session, we've explored how to record, adjust, and copy withholding orders. Thank you for taking the time to learn with Workday.